Hello everyone, CPAT here with another Exceed post commentary. Today we have just one game today between Fakey and Polterghost. So this was a match, part of the Dream Match tournaments held in the Breakfast Club. I feel like I did not introduce that properly last time I commentated. Whatever. Part of the Dream Match tournaments in the Breakfast Club Discord, and they had a little bit of a situation where one of Fakey's cards, I believe his sweep, was accidentally duplicated through some obscure tabletop simulator glitch. So Fakey had won the game, but unfortunately, that apparently mattered. So I believe they've agreed to replay game two. So the scenario is right now Fakey is up 1-0. And Polter has decided to go first and is playing Ulrik against Fakey's Propeller Knights. So right off the bat, turn one threats from Ulrik are, of course, he is the Ignore Armor at speed 6. I forget the name. Like I said, I think I've only seen Ulrik maybe once or twice, so I'm familiar with the cards. I'm not really familiar with the names of the cards. But Ulrik, of course, has a 4-6, 3-6 Ignore Armor. I believe that also randomly advances him as far as possible, so you can trade with a guarded move if you are expecting that. He also has Ionization, which is a 4-speed 5 power move. That I don't remember what it does. I feel like it retreats him as far as possible, and then he also has Dive, obviously. So it looks like Polter really aggressively striking here, turn one. Mixed looking at that Ionization. EX Headwind. That's a bit of a commitment. Beats the Ionization, however. Wow, nice call out there. Just Fakey disrespecting the lower damage option there. Yeah, Mix zooming in on the Lightning Javelin, which is one of the options there. I wonder why he EX'd the Headwind though. I feel like it's not necessary. I mean, he gets one more damage in. Maybe not really planning on using the Headwind later. Fakey just opts to prepare. Polter does the same. I was actually really curious by that turn one strike. I feel like maybe I don't know. I am just a big proponent of turn one prepping. It looks like a parry coming out from Polter, or from Fakey, excuse me, gets the inevitability. That is, I mean, that card is just insane, right? That card is just always gonna hit. And Ulrik has additional power boosts as well. I wonder what happened there. I think Polter just misclicked or something. Mix, of course, on the camera for today. Thank you to Mix for recording the game for me. As you can see, I was present, but I wasn't really active. As Fakey spends 2 force to move to range 2, which is kind of interesting here. Maybe just threatening something like a cross, I would guess. Well, crossing into Ulrik seems kind of bad, because you did parry inevitability, so the Lightning Javelin still is in hand. I wonder what the threat here is at range 2. That Fakey's trying to represent. He did spend 2 force to do that. He spent a launcher as well. Ulrik, of course, on front side can choose his range and strike, so he can close or retreat and strike. That's his UA. Looks like he's closing one and striking. Ulrik does have a bit of a mix-up here that he can throw. Alongside the normals, he has a 1-1-6 Ignore Guard that can become a 1-6-6 if he chooses to spend 5 force for it. So let's see if Fakey calls that out with a grasp or a swoop or something. That would be an interesting call out to make. Otherwise, it could just be a sweeper or focus, or it could be obviously his own grasp to beat the grasp, which beats the ignore guard. So there's a little bit of a mix up here. I think those are the only options that make sense from Ulrik. I'm trying to remember Ulrik's cards. I believe those are the only options that make sense. I don't think it's going to be an inevitability or something like that. Fakey will call out the Ignore Guard with the Grasp, and let's see what... Oh, it is the 100 million volts. Good call out here for Fakey. Takes 3 for some reason. Shouldn't be taking any damage. Maybe he thought he was grasping himself. Should be at 30. Yeah, Polter's pointing that out now. Very nice call out there with the Grasp. I'm assuming there's going to be a push or something. Yeah, I think Fakey... Okay. Oh, interesting. Push to range 3. Okay. Let's see what Fakey has. Back to him. Polter, unfortunately, losing a couple early mix-ups here. But he's playing Ulrik, who's just like an insanely powerful character in my opinion, and I think in everyone's opinion. So, not the worst thing in the world. Step back strike. This is probably the lightning javelin, if I had to guess. Yep, mix zooming in on the card right as I call it. Interestingly enough, trades with the cannonball, as Mix points out there. His lightning javelin does run to the other side of the screen, but that cannonball will hit back because it has exactly 3 guard. Other threats, of course, are the second ionization or the dive, as we explained on turn 1. Ooh, now that's an interesting call out there. So the swoop, we will duck under all of those options, right? Because swoop is speed 7 with an after advance up to 3. So swoop, you don't really see it used, or at least I haven't seen it used that much as a range dodge, but Fakey really knows Propeller Knight quite well and calls out all the options with the swoop. A little bit expensive, however, will cost a force. However, we'll get that swoop in as a boost in play afterward as well. And also we'll get to pick his range because Lightning Javelin will miss no matter how far Fakey chooses to advance. So yeah, Fakey will choose to advance 1, stay at range 3. That swoop will be boosted as Rose Toss now. He can key charge it if he wants. It looks like he doesn't want to. But yeah, that's 3 mix-ups in a row that have been called out by Fakey successfully. Well done. Granted, this third one didn't grant him the gauge, but 3 mix-ups called out successfully is really, really well done here. Oh, and Fakey playing the EX now. This could be Assault. This could be Spike. In theory, it could be Saber Lunge. I don't think it's Saber Lunge. I don't think it's something like a Cannonball, not Cannonball, Propeller Pull either. But yeah, I mean, just the classic range 3 mix-up. Dive is less likely here just because Ulrik's at the corner. I wonder if Ulrik will just wild swing this, or we'll try to specifically call it a side here. This is a +1 power on it as well, so I guess dive is not a terrible option here. It's on curve and will do 7 damage, so it does pop up something like a sweep if Ulrik chooses to go that route. Ulrik does have some stun immunity cards, so you can just like play that to trade if he really, really wants to, but I don't think that's going to happen, especially with one inevitability gone. It's a block. Is it the EX Spike? Oh, it's EX Saber Lunge. Okay, so a little bit, actually very, very expensive there from Fakey. It's going to be a 5 power EX Saber Lunge, just into the block. Fakey will advance to range 1. Maybe that's what he wants as well. Build that 3rd gauge as well. Ulrik will discard 1 copy of his Atomic Bolt, which is like his dive-like Ultra to take no damage. Get that 1st gauge in as well. Gauge very good for Ulrik because he can, I mean, his backside is very good. It feels like Fakey's gearing for another strike here, interestingly enough. Feels like cross. Oh, no, swoop into focus. Okay, interesting. Did not call that one correctly, so 4 for 4. Relatively good trade for Fakey, I'd say, given the fact that he has a pretty significant life lead of 7 HP, has built a decent amount of stock as well as far as gauge is concerned. Polter only has 2 cards in hand, Fakey only has 2 cards in hand, so I do expect to see, no strike, but a defend coming out from Fakey. Defend coming out from Polter, excuse me. Fakey will prep, and Polter will prep in response. As we zoom in on Ulrik's UA, frontside UA, close retreat 1, then strike, prep again, just a full reload coming out from both sides. This is a turn we'll probably see like a boost or something. Don't think we'll see a strike coming out from Fakey just yet. But who knows? Considering his move a little bit, he does have gauge for exceeding or ultras if he wants. Full broadside, just a great ultra, I think. Launcher, obviously, at range 4 is going to be very solid as well. Not into a defend boost, but maybe in the future. Exceeding also gives him the Ulrik frontside UA of closing, retreating, then striking, as well as some additional movement now. Wonder if he'll opt for an option like that. Nope, just looks like a straight up strike here. A little bit of a mix up here, fast slow, you know the deal. Okay, so this, wow, crosscatcher, nicely done from Polter here. So Fakey will take 3, attempt to leave, but the dive with the defend boost will catch the cross and deal 5 back. Very nice cross catch there from Polter. Also calling out the slows as well. The dive was pretty much gonna hit a lot of things. Like it wouldn't have hit like assault, but it would have hit like some other options there. Actually, no, I guess it was specifically just a cross catcher call out. So actually, what very well done there. Fakey, or excuse me, Polter finally wins like a good mix up there. I guess he kind of traded mix ups up until now, but it's the first one I think he's won. Gets out of the corner as well. Finds himself at range 1. Don't know what these script errors are. I'm assuming that's Mix just trying to interact with objects as a spectator, and it's still going on. Okay, weird. Whatever. We're just gonna ignore those. I know there was a result in this game, so hopefully, hopefully it's not too bad from a spectator experience, because I think it's only a cosmetic thing and didn't actually affect the game in any way. Anyway, back to Fakey here. Has a bunch of gauge now, 5 gauge. Polter does have a good sized hand. Unfortunately, we can't look at the deck sizes yet. Maybe Fakey thinking about going for like a reading play soon. Nope, just opts for a prep. But I believe both focuses are left for Fakey, so maybe that's something in the future for him. Polter really shaking his mouse there. Don't know what's going on there as he boosts +3 power. Thunder's Might. Just why does Ulrik have this with all of his cards? I have no idea. Gets teched. Unfortunately, Fakey's using those season 4 normals, so it is a little bit difficult for the spectators to, I guess I don't know why I'm referring to you guys as spectators, for you to see, but yeah. That is a tech coming out from Fakey. Back to Polter. We're looking at the gauge for some reason. Ulrik's gauge has a block focus dive. And Fakey's gauge has a bunch of stuff. We are having some more script function bad arguments. Come on, D. I'm assuming it's part of the, just like a scripting error, like when you click a button and then like there's like a pointer that doesn't go anywhere or something. Yeah, it looks like string expected got nil. Okay, whatever. I'm sure it'll get fixed. Looks like a parry coming out from from Polter. Polter parries the second cross. Interesting decision. And here's the reading. Reading coming out. Read assault. Read assault's interesting. I don't know what's gonna be coming out here. EX assault from Ulrik against the full broadside. Okay, so this is a little bit of a trade here. It will be 5 for 7, but relatively expensive from Fakey. Fakey had to spend a focus and 3 cards from Gauge and an Ultra against just the EX Assault from Polter. So Polter will take 7 down to 10 HP against Fakey 16, so it does still have a lead, and pretty decent overall in terms of he's pushing towards the end game here. Also gets to range 4, where that launcher will be a mix-up threat, as always. However, Ulrik can just like close 1 and strike to deal with that, right? Yeah. A little bit expensive there, but gets the call out correctly. Full broadside was not going to lose a lot of combats there anyway. Especially at range 1. Like Ulrik doesn't really have a lot of like movement options at range 1, right? A lot of his like hit movements are on the ionization and the lightning javelin. The other thing that would have been really bad was actually the Ultra, the 185. I forget the name of it. That one does advance, so that would be incredibly sad. But yeah, I mean, Fakey gets the call correctly there with the reading. Prep coming out from Ulrik. I'm assuming a prep coming out from Propeller. Yep, there it is. Back to Ulrik, who finds himself at range 4. Obviously, that launcher cannonball mix-up live at range 4. Can also throw something cheeky out like a EX Propeller pull. I don't think we've seen one of those yet. EX Propeller pull would be like a 7 damage with a bunch of defenses on it as well. Headwinds are both gone, however, so that's not part of the mix-up at the very least for Ulrik to deal with. Looks like a reading coming out from Ulrik himself. Okay, interesting. Let's see if it lands. I don't know how many cards Fakey has left in deck. So this is the second focus from Ulrik. Don't know what was red, unfortunately. Fakey, looking at his discard, like he Like he doesn't have. Oh no, the reading's whiff for the reading's whiff. Surely then you just play launcher, right? Oh no, I hope this wasn't like a big commitment. Um, yeah, I mean that launcher's pretty much going to beat everything for the most part, unless for some reason Ulrik played a slow, but he would never play slow with a reading, unless he read assault, which I don't think happened. So yeah, that launcher's going to deal 5. I wonder what Ulrik has played here. Um, I mean, launcher speed 7, surely. Oh no, it's the second atomic bolt. That is catastrophic. That's catastrophic for Ulrik. Ulrik has to spend 3 gauge for an ultra that whiffs. Ulrik takes 5, and Fakey's looking really good here. He is looking very, very good. And I guess we didn't really look at that hand too well. I think I saw Propeller pull. I think I saw. Oh, I don't remember. I'm just kind of guessing at what we saw there. At this point, I would probably pause the video and like rewind to see what the hand was, but wow, what a just absolutely horrible, horrible combat for Propeller there, or for Ulrik, excuse me. At least Ulrik does have some decent cards in there. Unfortunately, they're like trading cards. It's like he has like an inevitability left. He has I think he has maybe. I feel like he has EX Grass left. Maybe if I had to guess. Um, Normals. What normals does he have? Have you seen his sweep? He's done focuses. I think he has a block left. Maybe he has EX sweep left, but like has some like random stuff too. Like has the lightning javelin, has an ionization. Um, okay, Fakey opting for a quick step, retreats 1, and now it's gonna take another action. Excuse me, not strike. Oh, actually, it's gonna strike. Okay, interesting. Um, Polter playing EX sweep beats the regular sweep. Oh no, a little bit of a misstep here from Fakey. We'll take 7 and lose a card as well. Everything was looking really, really good for Fakey, but that was the exact counter strike that Ulrik needed to get back into the game, in my opinion. Yeah, I guess Fakey. I wonder why he moved back to range 2. Maybe just to not telegraph that. To attempt to mislead. It's a little bit of a mix-up, right? So sweep obviously is a card that works best at range 1. However, Fakey decided to move back to range 2. Maybe just like a little bit of a guessing game here against Polter. Unfortunately, Polter is able to snuff it out with the EX sweep. And that's a huge, huge combat win for him. Another option that we haven't seen yet would be a step back into EX second strike. Second strike is a 3-4-8. Especially when you see your opponent spend 1 sweep like that, it's maybe not so likely that a second sweep would. So second sweep would actually hit Ulrik back and kill him. Oh, but the thing against second strike is that it looks like both players are opting for the reshuffle action. Holter didn't even look at that reshuffle at that discard. Interesting. So if Ulrik tries to step back second strike, Fakey has second sweep option in his deck, right, with Propeller pull. I mean, it's basically a sweep, but it's possible that Fakey has right, like it's possible that that can like trade out with that, right? Um, So yeah, Mix there zooming in on what he believes to be a threat, which is that ignore guard at speed 6. Fakey just preps in response after the +2 power coming out. So I mean, Fakey and in theory, Pulsar can tack on another power boost here and threaten lethal. I don't think he's threatening lethal just yet. I don't believe there is a 7 power option in Ulrik's deck, but there is. Oh, it looks like Mix is thinking about the Propeller pull as well. It's actually interesting looking at Mix's thoughts. He's been zooming in on the cards more. I believe EX Propeller pull is still an option there. I don't think. And with is that what Mix is thinking there? The EX Propeller pull? I don't know. So it's back to Polter's turn. Again, he's one boost away from threatening lethal. So I wonder if he boosts that or if he attempts to step back, just strike with the second strike, 3, 4, 8, ignore armor. I believe it also gains you advantage afterward as well. As 100 million volts is boosted, charging power, it's another +2 power. Will get teched, however. So that second power boost was basically what Polter needed to start to threaten lethal. He's not threatening lethal just yet, unless he has an EX of some sort, an EX that deals 6 power. We are looking at Lightning Javelin here as a potential boost there. However, I guess there's a shot that Polter did boost this +1 power for each card in your gauge, just to suss away, because there's one Lightning Javelin in the deck before the reshuffle, so maybe he has that in hand. Although I feel like Polter would have spammed it by now. I guess that that boost does imply that you can't play, or does kind of imply that you're not playing second strike with only 2 gauge there, because you'll have no gauge left. So maybe that's not the boost that's going for. Well, there's no Blitzhammer in Polter's hand either. I think he had one of those as well left in the deck. Wonder why he reshuffled that. I feel like he had some good options left in the deck to amp power up with the Lightning Javelin, to increase his power with the Lightning Javelin and the Blitzhammer. But maybe he felt like he was running out of options. Like I said, I'm not really super card counting here, nor can I, because I'm watching a video and not the live feed. But I'm assuming Polter wants to amp his power up in some way, but it looks like he can't for some reason. It would be very nice if he could turn this into 1-strike territory, but he cannot. Unless, of course, he has like EX sweep, or 100 million volts is down, so you can't even EX 100 million volts. That'd actually be nuts, but yeah, I mean, Polter really taking his time here, really considering what he wants to do. Looks like he doesn't have any sort of lethal option in hand. Yeah. And of course, Fakey just reshuffled as well. Only has drawn 2 cards off the top, I believe. And we unfortunately don't know how many cards were left in deck before the reshuffle, so we don't know which one of those kind of quote unquote like surprise options are still up. Maybe Polter considering a step back and strike. Oh, step back and strike. Okay. So this is gonna be like a mix up between second strike, which is a 3/6/8 ignore armor, versus like spike or dive, I guess. Although both spikes were used. So spike I think is unlikely to have in hand. Oh no, the EX Propeller pull calls out the second strike. Second strike has only 6 power. EX Propeller pull has exactly 5 power to hit back for lethal. Fakey taking the game to against Polter here. That EX second strike without that second power boost. Wait, Polter had EX spike in hand. Huh. Well, I wonder why he didn't initiate with EX spike. I feel like EX spike just won a lot of combats there. No. Because it has an armor, so it saves them from garbage like Saber Lunge. Full broadside's not a threat there. I wonder why he struck with second strike over EX spike. Was he afraid that one of the top 2 cards was assault? Assault's the only thing that. But the thing is, like, if you're playing EX spike, is your opponent really gonna assault into that? Right? I don't know. Huh. Wonder what happened there. We knew that EX Propeller pull was a threat. We called it out, and then Mix called it out as well, through his powers of telepathy. But yeah, I feel like EX Spike into second strike was a better game plan there at the end there than just throwing out the second strike and losing to a 6-guard move, you know? Huh. Maybe we'll have to ask him later there, what happened there. But Yeah, I mean, can even just like add speed is another play there to play around it. Anyway, we only have 10 seconds left in the video. So we're gonna have to call it here. Thank you so much for watching. Congrats to Fakey for taking it. He'll move on, and we'll see you later. Bye.